All right. Okie dokie then. Let's move this on out of the way since we're probably not going to need it. Ah. And now we can be live. Let me go ahead and do the thing where I get it out to everybody. Let me go ahead and share this dang thing with everybody. Click. Good. Now we move down over here. Let's go ahead and make a Twitter post. A good old Twitter post. You know, it's how we always start out these things. We're making posts on Twitter. Let's see. No. Let's just do that. Okay. Copy. Go ahead and post that. Then we'll go ahead and put it in all of the things here. Let me put it into the content creator thing. Let's go ahead and put it into here in the self-promotion. I'm the only one promoting in most cases here. My Colorado Discord. Bam. And then I think that's everything. I know I probably just got an upload. No, I didn't. Okay. Should be all set up now, so hopefully we're good there. Let's get this on out of here. Let's talk a bit about this. Got all that up. Got these. Okay. I think we are good to go. Should be. Okay. Awesome. Well, hi, guys. How's everybody? Hopefully we're doing well. I am very much so looking forward to doing some shopping today because I need to get some stuff done for my decks. I want to play some heroes for funsies, and I need to play them very well. I made, for those of you who didn't see it, I made a KO video recently talking about sleeping, apparently. We did a Clash and a Commoner KO video, and I feel like it went over very well. I feel like it did very well. Or I feel like I did very well in regards to like building the deck. But of course, I wanted to get people's opinions on it and so on and so forth. So without doing much like initial testing, I went ahead and I posted it because I was just like, heck yeah, like let's just see what this is all about. So KO seems to do pretty well in Clash and in Commoner from what I know, but I definitely want to check some more stuff out for Commoner as well. I'm trying to figure out what like heroes I guess we could probably see more of in Commoner. Obviously, with Part the Mistveil coming up in what did it say? May? Let's see, in May. So Part the Mistveil coming in May. Let's just double check this here. Yeah, May 31st. So we have quite a while before May, March, April. So like 2 months probably. We're probably going to get spoilers way before then. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to pick up as far as things go for that. Oh my goodness. Ha 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 ha. All right. Who in the heck is this? Ah, I know who this is. Anywho, let's see here. Anyway, let's go ahead. I wanted to do some checks into things. I wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted to get. So, how's a new cup of coffee? I actually didn't go get it. It's like the second I got up, I was just like, it's I'm probably going to get way too jittery if I have another cup of coffee immediately after the first one. So, I might make one after the stream if I'm going to be making more content after this here. So, but we'll see. We'll see whether or not I already yawned in the beginning of this video, or the beginning of this live stream. So we're already there. We're already off to a good start. What I wanted to check out was I wanted to go and see about specializations. Specialization. Because there are things I want to pick up, and there are things that I have yet to pick up. And I wanted to start getting them so I can have them for Clash, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to run. Kano stuff. Levia. Let's see. Who do we have here that's like a fun one? I do actually genuinely want to try to make a Benji deck. Right. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what the plan is, but like I'm also trying to figure out what cheap is. Like Ice Eternal's cheap, and I already have the Ice Eternals, so I'm good there. I'd imagine things like Northern Winds is probably cheap. I have a bunch of Rise Ups. I think I have some Via the Vanguards. Wander with Purpose. See, like a card like this, I don't know whether or not like I'm in love with it because this is just Katsu's specialization, but with Benji. So I don't know if it's like the best, but I'd like to try picking up some of that stuff. Yeah, it is cheap. I think that's the only thing that I'm like working on right now is the fact that it's cheap. I know Shakedown is not cheap. It's like Azuri would be another hero that I'd like to play. $5. Like, I mean, theoretically, I'd like to pick up 3, but theoretically only need to pick up 2. Force of Nature? You traded for Shakedown? There you go. Force of Nature is a card I don't have. Yeah, that's 30 cents. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Just buy them right here from Righteous Gaming. Maybe I buy. Do I buy 4? Do I get the collector's bundle of 4 of them? Get 1 for the. No. Get like 3. I'd be curious what this is like. So we get 3 of these. I'm not going to play Regicide, so we're not even going to bother buying that. What are some other ones? Let's see. I have Flails. Intoxicating. I think Intoxicating Shot is actually like expensive. $4. See, like this is also the downside. It's great that the expansion slot does so well with what it does, but the problem is that now these specializations are like harder to pull. So now you don't see as many of them like you did when you were having them come out in expansion sets, right? I know I have Arclight Sentinels. Sonata Phantasmia. I have Bet Bigs. Oblivion's probably expensive. $3.50. I mean, you only need one. You just picked up Intoxicating Shot. There you go. Yeah, Intoxicating Shot isn't terrible. Oblivion, you only need one. So theoretically, for $5 for one isn't terrible. Ooh, golly gee. See, there's that yawning again. Right. Well, I mean, they're good cards to pick up. I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about, right? Is like, they're also great, like speculative cards to get too. Like, for instance, I'm sure back when obviously Blood on Her Hands was like $2 to $3, like there were people out there who were like, yeah, I'm going to pick up 12 of them. And like now you look at Blood on Her Hands and it's just like, I mean, that's value, baby. Like that's what we're talking about. Because it was only a year ago, they were down here. And now look at the roller coaster that they're on. Like what? But that's what happens. You know, you have heroes who are only specific to these things here. Specializations and talent cards are really like the speculative cards to get for what it's worth. What else? I have Crippling Crushes. I don't have Raise an Army. I have Steelblade Supremacies, but they're technically in my friend's deck. So Steelblade Supremacy. Yeah. $1.47. That's, I mean, it's not bad. I'll pick up 3 of these. Pick up Tree more. Let's see. The Alpha Rampages are also not bad. Alpha Rampage. I think these are pretty cheap too. Like a 22-cent specialization. You got what? Like, that's crazy. I might just pick up 3 of these also. Let's see what else. Oh, Frost Hexes I definitely need. Frost Hex. I don't have any Frost Hexes. I need to get these. I need to get 3 of them. 3 Frost Hexes. That's so nice. Prize Galeas I have. Show No Mercy I don't have. I bet. Man. 99 cents. Out of a brand new set. 99 cents. Wild. Like, this is great. This card's good. Pay 3, swing, intimidate their last card of their hand, block, and then this is 9. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, it is still dropping very significantly, so I'd be curious. The Riptide stuff, Buzzsaw Tread. It's probably not a bad call to pick these up too. $3.40. Interesting. There's Buzzsaw Trap. There's Spike Pit Trap, which is $2. And then there's Collapsing Trap. How is this one the cheapest? This is the best one. Yeah, you do only need one, so it is much more worth it. How is this? Like, this is wild to me, dog. $1.22 for shipping, so it's like $2. So that's probably why this looks weird. we'll just go ahead and it doesn't matter. So yeah, the Riptide traps are nice. Visit the floating dojo. Katsu spec for 50 cents. You don't say. I guess not really 50 cents, but interesting. Okay. The quest is going to be a lot of money. How much are red in the ledgers, actually? Red in the ledgers. Yeah, that's about right. Knock the death whistle. You even play knock? Knock the death whistle. I think most people even play knock. Yeah, $1.68. So it's about $2. 3 of them. Have whirling mist blossoms already. Always play knock? I thought nobody played knock. Maybe I'm crazy. Blazing ether. $1.94. Let me just add 1, 2, and 3. It's about $2 per. This Judge, Jury, Executioner is probably going for a lot. Judge, Jury, Executioner. This is $3.60. Not terrible for that. Is the rainbow foil going for a lot? Not a first set rainbow. It's just what? This card doesn't have any of those. I just need rainbow foil 1. I don't understand. What do you put it under? Interesting. Anywho, did Ready to Rolls go back down? Because I feel like these went up. Yeah, they went back down. Okay. 3 of these, just in case. Doomsday from Flesh and Blood. Hey, DJ, how are ya? Good to see you. God damn, I forgot it's a legendary. That makes more sense. Oh my God, I forgot. I was just like, $35 for this. What in the world? Nobody's even playing it. It's a legendary. Yeah, this went back up. This went back up a lot. But I mean, it's probably been like that for a little while, right? Got it for like $10. Ugh, I wish. I wish. I know I have Herald of Judgments, I think. Spring Tidings, that's what I wanted. Spring Tidings. I almost bought these previously because I wanted to play Benji when I wanted to play Benji back when I was in the skirmish. And instead of playing Benji, I played Prism, which wasn't bad, but I don't know. It's crazy to me how like not like powerful Benji is. Arknight Ascendancy. I'm probably looking at like a good like $30 right now, probably, if not more. If I were to guess. Let's just do 3 of these. What am I at right now? 50, that's not even 30. Oh my gosh. Let's optimize this to be $46. Holy shit. $46? Y'all gotta be kidding me. I really should just buy the specializations I want. And more. Yeah, right. $47. It's like I want to get more, but I don't know. I want to get them for heroes like I want to play. But there's not much more outside of this. Like, this is pretty much it. You've got the Lumina Ascensions, Light It Up, Lord of Winds, Starstruck, which is going to be like $20 a piece. It's an additional cost to play Soul Harvest. Banish 6 cards from your graveyard. +1 for each card with Blood Debt banished this way. If Soul Harvest hits a hero, banish all cards from their soul. They lose life equal to the number of cards banished this way. So this is for 6? This sucks. It's a blue block 3. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it's a 6/3 blue block. But like, man, that sucks. That's bad. I didn't know Lessons in Lava was a Cane of Specialization. Deals 3 arcane damage to your opponent. You don't play. Oh, you don't play it. You just have it. Lessons in Lava deals damage. You may search your deck for a wizard card with power with resource cost equal to or less than the damage dealt by Lessons in Lava. Reveal it and shuffle your deck. I see. Oh. See, I wish I knew like the Kano combo, because from what I recall correctly, it's Lessons in Lava, get Blazing Aether, put Blazing Aether on top, and then Kano to get Blazing Aether on in Banish, and then get an Aether Wildfire in Banish, and then play something from Arsenal, like play like Tome or something. Can't remember. Part of me wants to play like a Mugenshi, like Katsu build too. I feel like Mugenshi Katsu would just be like insane. +1, go again, and if this hits, search your deck for any number of cards named Lord of Wind, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then you can play Lord of Wind. If Mugenshi, 0 for 2. If Mugenshi release was the last deck of this combat chain, you can play X resource points as an additional cost to play Lord of Wind. If you do, shuffle X target cards named Surging Strike, Whelming Gustwave, and or Mugenshi release back from your graveyard into your deck, then Lord of Wind gains +X. Wow. Huh. What does a Clash Katsu deck look like? Because that just seems like fun. And what does Visit the Floating Dojo do? Put a Surging Strike in a card with combo from your graveyard on top of your deck, on top or bottom of your deck. Do I play Ninja? But like Ira. Or like Katsu. Katsu seems so fun. Dojo's not great. It's because it doesn't have Go again. Oh no, it's an instant. Top and or bottom of your deck. I mean, like, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, I guess it's not great because you're probably shuffling in most cases, right? So, like, unless you're looking to set up for the next turn, maybe. But I don't think it does what it needs to do. Oh, and yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, it's an instant, right? So they don't block. I should figure out what I want to like play though, right? If there are heroes I want to play, like truly want to play in Clash and in Commoner, probably, I want to try making a Bolton deck. Because I feel like Bolton would be fun. I wouldn't know what to play him with. I mean, Raiden's really good. 0 for 3 or 2 for 5. 5's a breakpoint. Good Bolton decks with hatchets, yeah. Yeah, because I guess they get +1, right? You don't think so? I mean, if you charged, it gets +3. Costs nothing to attack. And can get Go again by Soul. Ooh, golly gee. Let's see. I'd be curious. Let me go to in this deck list thing here. I'm gonna see Breeze's deck lists and see what he's got in here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Bolton. So this is the Raiden build. Lumina, V's, Illuminates, Valiant Thrusts. Get to play Jubil. Kind of fun. What's the hand look like for this? This is so you can take put a card in here, Soul. Start with Take Flight and Charge. Probably charge a Light the Way. No. You have to pitch this to take flight, put a Light the Way in here, and then attack with Bolt of Courage. For that'd be 3. And then if it hits, draw a card. I don't know how Bolton works. Charges turn your attacks get +1 while defended by an attack action card. And then as an attack reaction, I can banish a card from Bolton's Soul. Target attack gets power greater than its base, gets go again. So or I could play Light the Way, charge, take flight, get the go again here. I mean, both of these get go again. And then I could pitch to Valiant Thrust. I think so. I can come in for 6. Let's see, what is this? 3, 6. So it's, and then I can give it go again by banishing, and then attack with Raiden for 3. So 3, 6, 3. I don't think that's terrible. What's another hand look like? Bannerets. So this would probably be yeah. This is Take Flight. So this is I could swing, charge Banneret. I can gain life if I hit. And then I can Take Flight, Banneret. Now I have to pitch for this. What am I doing? What am I talking about? Pitch, Take Flight, this. All the other warriors do it better, do they? I feel like so many of his specializations are just like the key cards for the deck, though, which is why it like blows my mind that it doesn't work super well. Like, what are the cards that make? This is something that I've been doing. Is I've been looking at decks that were in like this, right? Like Roger's deck. Just take a look at this deck and then try to replicate it with just the rares and commons. And like, yeah. Combo, it is what works the best. I mean, you can guarantee that to come off of there. But like, take flights, shunts, take flight, shunts, these all can't be used, unfortunately. Lumina Ascensions. this isn't a Bolton specialization? This is just a legendary. Yeah. Yeah, Beacon of Victory is really good. Shoot. Yeah, maybe it just doesn't have enough. That's so stupid. How is this not? This is just a legendary. That's ridiculous. You're telling me that if another Light Warrior is made that isn't Bolton, I can put the spirit of Bolton's dead wife into somebody else's deck? That's garbage. Why would you do that? Yeah. Engulfing Lights, Courageous Steel Hands, Bolt of Courages, Illuminate, Sink Below, Snatch. Yeah, that is true. It does. It only targets Luminous Ascensions, right? So I don't know. Yeah, like if I were to like copy this deck for like a one almost a 1-to-1 situation, we have Bolt of Courage. Then there was Engulfing Light in Courageous Steel Hand. Courageous Steel Hand. Oh yeah, I mean, very well could just change this build to hatchets, right? Engulfing Lights. Red illuminates. Sink belows. Sink below here. Snatch. Steel Blade Shunt. Steel Blade Shunt. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Take Flight. And then not that. Lumina Ascension. So no Soul Shield, no Spirit. Know that all you got, but you can play V for the Vanguard. Is it V of the Vanguard? Vanguard. V of the Vanguard. Why wasn't that coming up? Weird. So this is like the deck outside of like a few other things, which we could tech in other stuff too. Let's see. Charge this turn, Battlefield Blitz gets go again. Pumps for that stuff. Oh yeah. That's fair. Deal 1 damage to the attacking hero. So maybe we cut shunts. That is an insane D-react, mind you. Resounding Courage. We got to do like more courage stuff in this deck, I think. Resounding Courage isn't terrible. 1+3. Let's see here. What I just don't even know what I'm adding at this point. We only have enough for 8 more cards. Bannerets are nice. And even if it's just The yellow Banneret, there's the Bannerets of Salvation aren't terrible either. Banneret of Vigor gets you a free resource too. Um, let's see what else. Clearing impacts, light the way. Hmm. So we've got all this here, but we don't have a ton more. I mean, Roger's deck only runs 9 blues. So it's definitely more yellow based. But maybe we use Bubba, what? How were you asleep for so long and now all of a sudden that I'm streaming, you want to come hang out? You're coming up here. Oh, you're coming up here then. That's what you want. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna come up here, you're gonna hang out. Okay? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna want to scream about it, you're gonna come up here and hang out. That's what you're gonna get. Um I just feel like I don't know Bolton enough. Because like the concept is like go again, charge soul, go again, charge soul. But like once you have a lot of soul, then you can like do a bunch of stuff. But I feel like the is it target attack action with power base? No, because he can do it with Raiden too. Target attack. So you could run uh hatchets, and then the second hatchet can get go again off your soul. Oh, bubbers. Oh my goodness. You have so much hair, my guy. You are shedding. Shedding. So much hair. Why do you have so much hair? So much hair, Bubba. Yeah, I think that's I mean it's normally the build, right, when you have two weapons. So like you buff your first attack, you swing, and then you play, then you swing with weapon, give it go again, swing with your other weapon. Or like you pump your first weapon and then you can give it go again. Right. Yeah, I guess like guaranteeing the charges is probably the more important part. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Bubba, I don't know. I don't know, Bubba. Good. So let's see. Um yeah. What? You know I'm streaming, right? You know I'm streaming, right? Let's see. And like that might be a little bit more consistent to do. Light the ways aren't terrible because we have yellow cards. The fact that this could be a 1 for 7 go again is kind of wild. I almost want to put the Valiant Thrust in there. I don't know though. Still prefer to try and run Raiden. That's because that's why you run Bolton in my. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it is just. Oh, did we go over the limit? We did. When did that happen? Like, I feel like playing Raiden is just like the move for this, but I like Raiden. I like this card. Not only is it like the coolest looking sword in freaking Flesh and Blood, but it's just nice. It's nice. I'd like to get a. How much does a cold foil Raiden go for? Probably a lot. $60. It's actually not completely terrible. $60 for that. At that point, I should just buy a freaking first ed box and see what kind of cold foil I pull out of that. First ed box is still going for 60. 81. Close enough. God, this card is so expensive now. I don't know. Yeah, I think because like obviously you want to give things go again. You want to be able to go wide in like an attack action based hero, but like you're only really attacking with your weapon once. So Lumina Ascension almost is only just ever usually a +1 health. But I guess if you charge, you can attack an additional time with each weapon you control, so you can attack twice. So 2 attacks with Raiden at 3 each, 4 each. So you can Raiden for 4. I mean, that's not terrible. And via the Vanguard, what is this? Charge your hero soul any number of times and attacks you control on the combat chain gain +1 for each light card charged this way. So the goal is to via the Vanguard do that, play Lumina, and then swing with swords because you'll charge. So it can be via the Vanguard for 1. You use 1 resource. You get. I wonder if. You think this deck would actually do well with like vigor cards? Like lead with heart? Oh yeah, this is go again. Do it. Well, you could play Lumina and then you can play V. And then you could give it go again with the thing, right? But I guess you wouldn't be able to charge. If you charge, you can attack an additional time with the weapon. Yeah, so you need to charge in order for you to attack an additional time. So if I were able, that's a lot of resources though, because if I Halo Illumination, I can put a card from my hand into my hero's soul, select card, draw a card. It's not charging though, so never mind. Yeah, Halo is not charge. Is there a card that just allows me to charge and pump? Yeah, because at that point I'd have to. Right? Take flight. Battlefield Blitz is if you've charged. So if I take flight, charge, play Lumina, +1 and attack again with weapons. I need to have like a lot of in soul for this though. Because if I do that and then I play V, right? Let's say we pitch a blue. They take flight from Arsenal. I've got 3 cards in hand: Lumina, V, and yellow, right? So we then play Lumina. We use 1 float to then play V. It's got a pumped up amount of damage. I see why Spirit of Irina was such an important card now. Because it doesn't break the chain because it's an instant instead of a action. God dang. I mean, you just not play Lumina, I guess, right? You just take that out for something else. And then this was what I was looking for. I was wondering whether or not this deck would benefit from like the vigor stuff. So vigor. We have Hold'em, but at that point you probably play hatchets. You play Lumina, yeah, for sure. What if we just did like a vigor Lumina hatchets build? Yeah, Hold'em, which you can wager a vigor. Got it. Okay. I see. I see. Hmm. Wouldn't know where to start. Yellow Clash. You're not going to do Clash. Yeah, like the extra resources would be nice, but I don't know if it's like what you need. Because like in this case, like you're almost never gonna have a blue. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blues. Like the odds of you having a blue are usually pretty bad. But like, what would my turn even be at that point? It would be if I have like several in soul. Let's say we take flight, charge. So now, if we take flight and charge, we pitch a blue. Let's just say, right? Pitch a blue. So now we have 3 cards in hand because take flight was in arsenal. No, 2 cards in hand because we charged, which is Lumina and V. Then we can go ahead and we can play Lumina. We did charge, and then we can play V, and then we can give V go again with uh the card we charged, and then swing with weapon. So we've one. Yeah, so we'd have to have both of these cards. So take flight Lumina V gives us like 4 damage, uh, and then Lumina into V again, which is another 4 damage, and then I Raiden. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16 damage throughout that whole chain if I have enough soul to give Raiden go again. And then I'll gain maybe at most 2 life because they have to hit. So that's all breakpoints, which isn't bad, but and we still have 1 floating. We'd also break the chain when we attack with Raiden a second time, right? So we use that one resource to attack with something else, and then we attack with Raiden again. Do we break the? We don't break the chain when we attack because we get an attack an additional time with a weapon. How does that work? See, if we have one float, we draw a card, right? Do we draw cards? What cards? No, we don't draw a card. Um. Oh, we'd also have to charge here. I don't think we even have enough resources to do that. I'm just kidding. So you play Take Flight, pitch a blue, and then charge. And this was coming from Arsenal. So you have two cards in hand, which is Lumina and V. So you play Lumina, and then you play V, but you can't charge because you don't have anything left in your hand. So there's no buff here. So never mind. You wouldn't even be able to do that. I wonder if I played. No, because I still have to charge. Man, this game's rough. This game's hard. Having the free resource would be nice there because then I can just play Take Flight and then if I have a way to get like two free if I get two vigor tokens on my turn, I can get that'll be the two resources I need. But I don't think that works. Ooh, golly. I don't know. What is this? Like our hand here, like even our hands here. This is Engulfing Light via the Vanguard Take Flight. I can pitch Take Flight, or I can play Take Flight, pitch V, charge a Snatch, and then attack with Engulfing Light. That's 6 at most, and then go. I could do 6, and then if it's defended by something, if it's defended by an action card, right? An attack action. If there's an attack action card, this will get bumped up to 4, and then I can destroy the soul to then attack with Raiden for 3. Or I could Take Flight, attack with Raiden, guarantee that I get the buff, and then attack with Engulfing Light. And then if it hits, put it into Soul. This is rough. Seems hard. And then like, what's this turn look like, right? So is this turn, it would be probably be Engulfing Light, put Banneret into Soul, hope they block with an attack action, give it go again if you didn't. Yeah, give it go again if they block with an attack action, pitch Banneret, and then you can swing with Valiant Thrust for 7, pitching Take Flight. I don't know. I don't feel like there's enough here for this. So maybe we hold off on Bolton. Because like Bolton seems like it'd be very, very fun to play. I don't know, like I want to play him in Classic Constructed a whole lot, so that's something fun. But I'm just not sure on the play style. Anywho, there's like specializations I really want to get done, taken care of. I want to play the two heroes I want to play are Dromai, or some of the heroes I want to play are Dromai, Benji, Dromai, Benji, KO. Icelander, and I don't know, uh, Oldham. But like, I'd have to go through my whole list and figure out like that whole stuff. But I want to play like I want to play Crouching Tiger Benji, but like Crouching Tiger Benji just because like Crouching Tiger, like Crouching Tigers. Nearly all of it is common and rare, except for Roar of the Tiger, which is so good. Crouching Tigers you control get +1 this turn. So good. Uh, and then Mauling Key and Mind State of Tiger and Tiger Swipe. All these cards are just like way, way good. Crouching Tiger Benji uses Art of War. I mean, yeah, because he can buff up the tigers, but I think for Clash, like you still can't do Tiger Benji. Like, because this card here turns on all your stuff for Benji, or all the stuff for a Crouching Tiger build, and you can't really do that. Tiger Katsu in like Classic Constructed might be fun. But I feel like a lot of this Tiger stuff needs to get picked up. What are they? Let's see. Roar of the Tiger. Also, high playtime. How are you? $1.50. They shot up. Son of a bitch. I knew people were going to spec on this. He does. He does do that. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just got done with recording a podcast with Nathan here for our Clash channel. So hoping to get that all set up there. And now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to play in Clash, while also at the same time trying to figure out what I want to play in Classic Constructed, because I'm genuinely kind of like done playing. I'm done playing Dromai for a little while, I think. In Classic Constructed, I don't want to buy tomes, and frankly, the set is just like it's just like such a slog to play. Let's see, Mind State of Tiger. These are 35 cents. Let's go ahead and get 3 of these. It should be the Fab Clash Hub. Let me see if I actually have. Let me see about. Let me get the link for it. Unless, the Fab Clash Hub. Dink, 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 dink. There you go. So we made a place called the Clash Hub, and it is. Oh, perfect. There you go. Just comment from it. So this is where we're going to put a lot of our like deck tech stuff. We do have. I know my KO list is going to go on there pretty soon. And then, I don't know, make like a community post. I guess you can make community posts. Make community posts to the list. And then the podcast that we just did our first episode on, we'll go ahead and post that on there as well as soon as Nathan is done editing. And then we will move into that from there. So, nice little like middle ground thing. What else do I need here? Soon TM. Mauling Key. This probably is not like when this hits. If Crouching Tiger was the last hit on the combat chain, deal 1 damage to each opposing hero. A 1 for 5 with a on hit deal 1 damage. I don't know if that's like the best card, but only $2 because it comes in that freaking round the table thing. Tiger Swipe for sure, though, is... Wow, this isn't expensive yet? Really? Okay, say less. If I wanted to get all of the main, like, Tiger stuff outside of buying the Tiger things, I can go ahead and I can do $15 for 3 Mind State of Tiger, 3 Roar of the Tiger, and 3 Tiger Swipe. Cards that I do believe are going to be very expensive come Part the Mistveil. So might be a good pickup, actually. Might be a good pickup, actually. We'll leave those in there for now. You bet they reprint them? See, I don't know why they'd reprint them, though. You know? Like, if they were commons, right? The common cards, I could see they'd reprint. But I don't think they'd reprint these. So... Oh, he definitely does. Yeah, he needs a specialization in the Tiger deck for sure. Which is what he will have. Because Spring Tidings is good. Now just wait for Staxel to artificially inflate the card. What's up, Vagrant? How are you? Yeah, I don't know. Staxwell, that video... you see that video he did where he talked about Predatory Streak? The red extended art Predatory Streak. And like the card shot up to like $30 or some nonsense, and now it's like $7. Is Benji dead in the lore? I thought Ira was dead. I actually have not read the lore for... Well, no, Benji can't be dead. When did he die? I think you're thinking Ira, because Benji was just in Outsiders. Zuri killed Benji? What? What? I read all of... Heroes of Wraith, Benji. What? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta go friggin' find this. Hold on. Benji. Let's see. Benji doesn't have a story thing. Why doesn't he have a story thing? No, I don't think Data Doll's dead. I think Data Doll and Dash are just like they're bros now. There's no like direct lore on Benji. What? Yeah, I'm gonna check out Azuri real quick. Also I do want to bring up that this legendary stories. Zuri. Short stories, maybe? Outside of stories they showed during the spoiler season. Yeah. Whoop. It should be up here. Okay, it's not up here. Gotta scroll all the way down to Azuri. Here she is. Story. See, I read all of her story, and I don't recall at all her killing Benji. The Iconoclast Trials, it's just business. Spider's Trap. I would imagine the It's Just Business one is. Oh, It's Just Business is just her thing. Yeah, that's just her regular fucking thing. No, I think I would have seen a big thing on Benji dying. Hmm. Well, if you can find proof on that, you just shoot that to me because I currently do not have the brain space to look through the entirety of that for this. But yes, I would need spring tidings as well. Spring tidings. Because like if Benji ends up actually I think Benji would be fun to play as because like I think a lot of people are assuming that Benji's coming back strictly because excuse me, because they just made a adult hero for KO and for Kasai. And so I think assuming Benji is coming back isn't a terrible idea. Um, mm, hmm. Okay, so we got that there. I mean, it's all speculation, you know. Like I said, like it could be a brand new ninja, um, adult Ira. Well, see, Ira is dead. Actually, I know that. I know Ira is dead. So there's a lot of speculation on what is going to be happening with a possible Ira in the set, because everybody's assuming that Amira's thing. Wait, where did she die? She's like 1,000. Her story happens like 1,000 years before where we are now. So yeah. So like, or not 1,000. Yeah, it's like hundreds of years before now. So unless Ira found a way to live forever, which of course we wouldn't know, which could be this new talent, right? It could be like a, undead Ira or something to be like a void thing because like her thing is like her sword is like cursed or something. I haven't like read deep into her lore, but her story takes place a long time before where we are now, so it's assumed she's dead because she's just a human as far as we know. But yeah. Let me see here. Maybe come true. I mean, Teklevosin put himself in cryogenic state. I don't know whether or not the people of Mysteria know how to put people in cryogenic states. So, see, now that's the rumor that I heard. Playtime is that Amira is going to be working with spirits, and that's her talent is going to be through spirit or you know I don't know. I think spirit illusionist sounds cool. But like spirits from the undead or like demons can be summoned throughout these means and or spectral maybe. And she's they're going to be a way where they're going to summon Ira back through that, and she's going to have a Marvel card through those means, like just to summon dead heroes or something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate super hard on the part the Mist Veil, but if all of these Crouching Tiger cards are going to be under $5 now, I should probably pick up a playset of each if I want to play that, because I do really think the thing is cool, but just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I need to get something else too. I think I have all of the. I think I have all of the necessary equipment. Actually, I think I have a Breeze Rider booth in here, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Do I have a Breeze Rider boots already? My Luminas, my beacons. I do have a Lesson in Lava. That's good. Bolting Blade. Oh, I have two Roar of the Tigers, right? Are there two or three? Hold on. I might need to not spend money. See, this is the important part, guys. Look through your cards. Make sure you don't have cards you already have. The Roar of the Tigers I already have two. So that's good. I can bring that down to one. I have a Mugenshi release and Lord of Wind also. Oh, I have Perch Grapplers, not Breeze Rider boots. So I'm going to need to get a pair of Breeze Rider boots. I have 3 Spectral Processions already, so sick. Let's see. So you're trying to sell off your M's, yeah. I mean, a lot of the times, whenever something big happens, most of the stuff that you see go up is when it's hype into other stuff. Because if it's hype into other things, then you're probably good. But if there is stuff you're trying to sell, I am possibly willing to collect. So because I am still looking to do master sets of all these different things. So if there are M's that you have that I don't, I might want to buy copies off you. So I don't know if you have a list of M's that you might want to get rid of. I'd be more than happy to take them off of your hands. Yeah, so Breeze Rider boots I probably should pick up. When a ninja attack action you control hits, you may destroy Breeze Rider boots. If you do attack action cards with combo, gain go again. Got Battle Worn 1. Most Sims the first few sets, like play sets of them. Oof. Well, like I said, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I think you have that Google Doc of mine that's got a whole bunch of my missing pieces. I still have to get binders for everything too. That's something that I'm still working on now, is trying to figure out what I'm going to do for binder space. Breeze Riders for Katsu. Well, I mean, you run combo cards in Benji. I mean, I think Tiger Swipe and everything else is combo. Tiger Swipe's combo. Mauling Keys combo. Pouncing Keys combo. Key Unleashed is combo. So, but like they all have go again anyway in most cases, other than Key Unleashed. +1, 2. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I might just need to fucking cave and buy. I should just cave and buy the goddamn TCC set. I mean, it's like $56 or something right now. If I just buy the TCC set, then I can get, Civic Steps. I can get a bunch of those new Guardian pumps. I can get the Ira deck with the Bittering Thorns and everything else in there. So, yeah, it's good. It's good now. I mean, it's been good, but yeah, $56, pretty good. Yeah, I probably wouldn't sell them though. Question Azuri is asked about if she's killed anyone before, and she says yes, a young boy from Mysteria. That's fair. I mean, maybe that's just to commit to her being from Mysteria, but let me see. I'm gonna go back to this freaking thing. Hold on. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna check lore heroes. Yeah. No, it's here. Here it is. Yeah. Zuri covers the twinge of pride. Here, I'll change this over here. Bob. Zuri covers the twinge of pride with her casual shrug. Her mother always said that spreading words is like sowing seeds. As a merchant on the metrics to Mysteria Trail, her silver tongue touted her tantalizing tech to any ear without hearing. You're highly spoken of, kid, but some very low down people, continues Whitetail. She allowed the kid bit for now. Same could be said of you and your nest of killers. He breathes in the compliment and exhales a peppermint tinted question. You killed anyone before? A boy in Mysteria. Did he deserve it? Zuri still wasn't sure. She's killed people worse since, but Whitetail reminds her of that big-mouthed youth. Only when they get in my way. It's already come back to Mysteria for some reason. Really? See, I thought the reason Benji and Katsu went to the pits is because they knew that the pits had a bunch of different like alchemists and poisoners in there. Um yeah, and they were trying to figure out because Mysteria is currently under the effect of an illness that nobody knows how to treat. And so I think Benji and Katsu went to the pits to find a cure for that uh for that illness that was going on in Mysteria, from what I remember. Um, which is sad because like Katsu and Benji don't have like any lore that happened in in this in the entire set. It's all based around Azuri, Riptide, and Arachne. And like Katsu and Benji didn't get anything at all. It's all of Katsu's story. So I don't know. But I think truly if it was, hey, they killed off Benji, I feel like it would have been told in a story in which Benji like was trying to find this cure, came across Uzuri, and then there was like a death, right? I don't think that they would have just gone, "Hi, this is a character called Benji," which a lot of people know, and now they're dead because Uzuri said she killed a boy from Mysteria. Like, I feel like if they're going to kill off an actual character that they have a whole lore page about, that they would actually have, like, said that unless they no longer care about their story. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, they don't have any other media, right? Which apparently they're working on, right? They're going to work on some kind of media. I'm not sure if it's like a book or something because like you have the lore book. The lore book doesn't tell you like outright everything, you know. Man, do I buy around the table? Maybe not right now. Although I feel like I should. I feel like that'd be nice. I mean, they're making tons of money on their games, so DVR book was bad, was it? I forgot that came with a book. Yeah, yeah, it's on my list. Round the table. I don't know. I think honestly, you can wait to see if they are reprinting any of the cards from RTT. But like, I don't know. I feel like that's. I feel like, and like again, all speculation. So like, I don't have any insider information in this. I don't feel like they would have made. I guess no, that's not true. Whatever I said, forget. Whatever I was about to say, forget about it. Because I realized that they made the tower cards for TCC and then released them in heavy hitters. So them releasing at least Growl, like I would say Growl, and maybe these Tiger's Eye reflexes are probably things in which they can reprint, right? But I don't think they're going to reprint Tiger Swipe. I don't think they're going to reprint the Majestics. I don't know. Be an expansion slot for Part of the Misfield. Surprised it wasn't heavy hitters. Well, I think that would be super cool to see. I think that would do a lot for its price point. Probably the armor. I would say the armor probably for sure. I could see this being the case. I mean, if they're really going to focus hard uh on the Tiger build strategy of Ninja, because like you got to think about it, right? It's not just like cards that we'd like to see, right? They have to be cards that also work really well in a draft aspect. So if for some reason like Tiger attacks are not the main concept of the Mysteria stuff, like if this is like strictly a like Volcor ninja thing only, maybe, because most of this was printed in Dynasty, I would say that you could probably not expect this, and you'd probably get like head jabs again. Well, maybe not head jabs again, because head jab was just reprinted in Outsiders and Surging Strike. So maybe it is Tiger stuff. I don't know. Silly. They did. They did. That is right. That is right. They did do that. But like that makes sense to do. I just don't know whether or not like card's good. Growl Growl Tiger, Predatory Straight, Tiger. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is all speculation for Classic Constructed and not for Clash. Um, but I want to play a draw my deck for Clash. I want to play um I want to play Benji for Clash, but I'll probably just go regular like 2 attack Benji route, use a lot of the stuff from Outsiders. Um and I want to play Icelander and I want to play KO. Classic constructed when? Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know. I think that'll ruin the concept of it, but maybe. I think that'd be fun to do a 40 card deck with. But I heard a lot of people say, because I was actually in the Purple Discord not too long ago, and I was watching the commoner chat, and they were just like, what would be the case if you just took everything that was commoner, but then you just added it to the adult pool, right? You were able to just play, an 80 card deck and you had 40 health, but you were still only limited to commons. And everybody was just like, Chain would win. Like, Chain would just win. Like, I don't think there's I don't think there's a sense for that. I think it's insanely overpowered for Chain to have a win in that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, like, you could say that, but like, there's no real proof, Clash would make sense with adults. You think so? I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's fine as if we made it adults, it would have to go back to best of 1 instead of best of 3, because nobody wants a Clash Oldham mirror with 40 health. Nobody wants it. But I don't know. But if it went to adults, you'd have to realize that a lot of the heroes get cut. Not only that, but you're also adding Starvo into this format, which, Nathan and I laughed about on the podcast that we just recorded, but if it was adults, you'd be able to play Starvo. And I don't think anybody wants that, because not many people want to play Living Legend as it is. So the M's, I don't know. Most of the people said they played Starvo with Draft Chaff back in the day. I think he might be able to be okay. Like, I wouldn't know. Because, like, you take a look, right? Like, if you look at this, include the Living Legend heroes, like, this is the amount of young heroes you got here. And then this is the amount of adult heroes. So you no longer can play Benji currently. You can no longer play Arachne Solitary Confinement. You can no longer play Emperor. You can't play Data Doll. You can't play this Kasai. You can play this Kasai. Can't play KO Berserker Runt, but you can play regular KO. And I feel like we want to remove the can'ts. You know what I mean? Can't play Valda. Can't play Yoji. But you can play all these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 33 heroes. 33 heroes you can choose from if you did adult. But I think just allow double health versions of young. I mean, we can certainly see what happens. I mean, if they're not going to print like double health young versions, I feel like that's just like not thematic, I think the reason Clash is the way it is because it's supposed to be thematic to the growing of the hero from like their base level in commoner to now kind of getting into the feel um of their like their specializations, their fighting style. And I feel like they would still be young in that regard, and that adult is like the I have mastered my skills, this is where I'm at. like like with these decks, you're able to make nice, comfortable, like draft based, essentially just like really, really good limited decks with the addition of some cards from other sets. But I think it's good. I think it's fine. Um, and especially since there's no like as of right now, there's no like complete defining situation. You're not nobody, no one person's getting slammed out of the water here. Don't clash with M armor. I mean, like, and it is something that we can certainly try out. I mean, that's the best part is that you know if it is like strictly better in most cases, and people would rather do a best of one with an adult version with M armor, right? Then I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I don't see why it's not. I think again, like even with M armor and your adult, you still got to look at people like Dromai doesn't have access to uh, Flamescale Furnace, which is like her best card. And even M armor doesn't change much from what happens to her classic constructed or from her clash deck. Um, I don't know. It's all up in the air. It's all different things. Um, Man, I don't want to buy around the table right now. It's too expensive. Maybe after I get my tax stuff done, I can go do that. I have to go do that sometime this month. My taxes done. What else do I want to buy? Yeah. 17.95 for all 12 of these cards. Oh, that's right. And you can remove down to one of these. $15. Hmm. Okay, I got it done at $13. 10 items, $13. Not terrible. Because I want to see what I'm going to play in. I want to try something out in Classic Constructed. I don't know. I've been wanting to get M armor into Clash. Maybe doing Clash Plus, being adult with all equipment and M specialization is the way. It could. I mean, like, what do you get out of it, right? Like, let's see. Not decks, cards. Ooh, excuse me, gosh. Let's see. You get access to all the stuff from Dynasty. Bloodsheath Skeleta. So that's a thing. You've got Crater Frisk, Courage of Bladehold, Gamblers, Helm of Sharp Eye, Mask Bouncing Lynx, Metacarpus. So Gold Crushers, Vexen Quillhand, Grimoire of the Haunt, the Evo stuff. Be able to play like Teklevosin a little bit better, maybe. And then this is the budget CC. And at that rate, though, I'd almost think it'd just be like, okay, cool. If you can make a deck for Classic Constructed for under $100, and then just make like that the format instead of doing it like instead of doing it uh as a limitation. But budget CC might not be terrible, especially since people like Classic Constructed. So no, that is true. That is true. I mean, if it's even if it's like right around the $100 mark, you know, it doesn't have to be like exactly $100 or under. But like, you know, but I guess it does change, right? Because like if you're playing Blood on Your Hands and it was a $2 card and now in your deck was like $95 and now it's a like $15 card, now you're over by quite a bit. Yeah. You're moving into Rule Zero territory, but you're also moving into Rule Zero territory too, because like if we move into M's like this, we might have to use the Classic Constructed ban list as opposed to the the commoner ban list, right? Because this card is really good. And if we're allowed to use all the specializations for Viscerai, like this is going to be like OTK Viscerai is coming back. And, you know, that might be a problem for some people. And the same goes for everything else too. I mean, like, they're good at Skeletor M's though. So it's, I don't know. I mean, like you have, if I was able to play Bequest and Bequest from the Vast Beyond and then Sonata Phantasmia, I think that's like I get a whole bunch of Rune Chants and your opponent discards 3 cards. Like, I think that's a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure on its power level because I didn't get to play it when it was big. But I mean, Ninth Blade of the Blood Oath is still not a card you'd be able to play, but you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's good. I think it's good that you'd have access to something like that. But I also, like, for the overall health of the format, I think it's hard trying to bring something like that back and then do that. Because at this point, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we do. Yeah, the cards that break Skeletor are M's. But like that doesn't mean that the card couldn't still be utilized in a very like powerful way. Because what was the combo? I mean, I like I said, I didn't play, so attack action, non attack action. Play this turn. Get this costs less to play for each rune chain you control. Because like if you look at it, if you look at a card like this, like if this card got minus X based on the amount of rune chants you control, you would guarantee that you'd be able to have your hero discard 3 cards at random, and then also you make a whole bunch of rune chants, and like this could be like a 1-hit wonder for like a game ender easily, because this is like free. You could play this, create X rune chants on top of the rune chants you've already made. So let's say you're at like 15 rune chants, right? You then make it costs X less, so you'd make 7. No, is that how that math works? You'd make 7 rune chants additional, and then your opponent would discard 3 cards. Or you can play Deadeye Azalea into GG, put aim counter on it, and then play it for 8 Dominator. Yeah, true, right? I mean, obviously, like without a counter plan, you know what I mean? Yeah, Deadeye. Yeah, Deadeye's an M. You wouldn't be using M's in the set. You would just be using M equipment. In a young hero for well, we're talking if it was classic constructed, though. That's what I mean. Is if it was classic constructed. Or not classic constructed, but if it was a 40 health format. Yeah. This range engineers are all M's. Not all M's. You get Vixen Quill Hand, which you can get as an equipment. And then everything else is a specialization. You can't play Mordred Tide. Viserai's got a specialization here. Viserai's got a specialization here. You'd be able to play this. It's an M. Yeah, Revel in Runeblood's good. Like, that's a good card. Sonata Galaxy is good. Runeblood Barrier is good. Looming Doom is good. Like, and Dread Triptych is good. I don't know. I guess, like, yeah, they're M's, right? But they're not like, it's not the only cards in there that are M's that do a ton to make Rune Chance. I mean, Nathan's Vincent deck can make like 7 Rune Chance in the matter of a turn. And it's in a young hero format with Vincent. So you're able to do that with just rares and commons. I know you are. But that's the thing, though, is like we want to avoid, we like having a power level generally, but we don't want to make it like, oh, well, at this point, why don't I just go play Classic Constructed? Right? Because if specializations are already expensive, we don't want to add M's into the format because then people are going to play like Command and Conquer and Art of War and E-Strike and all these other things. And then that's going to ruin the format. And then at that point, we might as well just be playing Classic Constructed, which is not the point. Which is why we like to keep it a young format, because while there are a lot of young formats, you know, they all have their own little niche communities, right? Ultimate Pit Fight is only really popular within like a small group of individuals. Clash is only really popular within a small group of individuals. Same goes with Commoner. And that's just kind of like how the set goes. And the reason that is not because there's too many young hero formats. I think the reason is because Classic Constructed is just like a lot of people would rather play Classic Constructed, which is understandable, right? It's where all the money is. It's where the power levels are. So this is the reason that my opinion is that it should just be commons and rares. Well, right, but I mean, like, there's not, I don't know, like, I know we talked about this previously about how it shouldn't be like specializations. I don't think the specializations are a bad thing. I think the specializations are fine, and I think everything else around it, I think that like the power level for the format is fine, because most of the time it is just commons and rares. I mean, I took a look at KO, for instance. I made a KO list recently, doing a commoner deck and then upgrading it into Clash. And the only thing that changed was I removed a couple of the cards in the main deck to add in 6 rares. And that's it. I didn't add any specializations into KO, which is granted it's a different kind of hero, right? So Train Dual Format Clash. You're right. People would want to, yeah, people would just want to play CC. And don't get me wrong, like a budget Classic Constructed, I mean, if we can make it work, I don't see why not. Because if people already like playing Classic Constructed, but they don't want to play high level crazy Classic Constructed, because they can't afford legendaries or super powerful M cards that go into your main deck, then like, yeah, like theoretically we can try it. I'm not opposed to it. I just know that like we're just trying to get Clash kind of off the ground, and I feel like getting too headstrong into also making a newer format that is just that but with adult heroes, I feel like would be another set of like stuff to look over. I don't know. I mean, I can make a poll on Twitter and just see what people are like. So, feel limited TBH. You have a couple M's in draft, dude. I don't know. I've like almost never had M's in draft. There's been like a couple, and it's been one. And like one M in draft, it might as well just be. Yeah, it might as well just have been like a one off. But you're normally not getting a ton of M's, so. Poor Max and Phi and Dromai. I mean, the reason Dromai and Phi and Max, right? They get access to rares. That means Max can now play T-Bone. That means that Phi can now play Mounting Anger, and what the hell? There are other rares that I can't think of right now for Phi. And Dromai can use all of her actual dragons as opposed to just using Ashwings. Like there's a level difference to their skill game compared to when you add those. And like, yeah, they don't get specializations right now, but like they might further on down the line. I mean, Reinar just got a new specialization in a set 10 sets past his original set. So right. One being sent packing, didn't get to use them. Yeah, right, just use them to block. And it's like we're not trying to like immediately change to be like okay, like the specializations often are not like complete and utter game changers. For instance, like Ice Eternal is a rare, but Frost Hex is an M. So like if we removed Frost Hex, would people still play Ice Eternal? Right? Is the card still good? Should we even do that? Or is like the point for you to kind of learn how the hero plays and go, okay, you're going to Frost Hex them and then Ice Eternal and be able to do a whole ton of damage in no time flat. The only time in which it's like, all right, yeah, it kind of sucks how many, like, there's some heroes that just have a ton of specializations. Like Bolton, for instance, right? Bolton's got a lot of specializations. Bravo has a lot of specializations. And it is not but they're not normally played the same way they would be in Classic Constructed. Rarely wins in the combo unless he wants to play. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's an option, it's a win condition, but it's not the only win condition. Young heroes, we also make it so that it makes it so that the format is consistent. It makes sure that the format is fast, so that you're not just sitting there for hours on end into one match. And there's a lot of variety to a bunch of stuff too. So I think, again, like the addition of specializations isn't the end of the world for this. The only time in which I'd imagine it's the end of the world is if we find out that the like one card that allows you to win a game is the specialization that a hero runs. And if they didn't have it, they'd be on par with the rest of the heroes. Like if one hero's specialization was just so much better than everybody else's. But we haven't seen that yet. A lot of people are just having fun playing and trying it out. And as the format moves forward and as new heroes enter the fray, we'll obviously see some new stuff that's going to be coming into the set, or coming into the formats. But I think the addition of rares, like even if we just upped it from commons to commons and rares, I think it is, I think it's a fine boost, But I think specializations are the way that you're able to really like personify or like personalize the hero because nobody else can use those specializations. You know, like Benji can't use a Katsu or can't use a Katsu specialization, and uh, Kasai can't use a Dorinthia specialization, and so it really makes it special towards these heroes for their own different playstyles to be like, oh, that's right, Dorinthia has Glistening Steelblade, and Katsu, I very well could be hit with a Lord of Wind combo. You never really know. You're able to just kind of like try it out, but they're never auto includes either, which is also another thing. I mean, in Bravo they are, but most cases they aren't. So. Right. Yeah. I think that's good. I think there should be like a lot of diversity into doing stuff like that. So, mm, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to play in Classic Constructed too, because Classic Constructed I feel like is, I still play Classic Constructed when I go to my locals. So trying to find out something a little different to test, but we will see. Yeah. I don't think I did much in regards to this episode today. There's not much that went on. We talked about Clash, Commoner. Dice Commando followed me on Twitter. So go me, right? Finally happy making more Commoner content and Clash content. It doesn't mean ones really need to just make other ways to play viable. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the whole point behind them though, right? Is that it's another way to play the game, right? Nobody really likes UPF in most cases because they feel like it's just not as, uh, polished, which is fair. Over time, the format will change. Commoner is great because you're able to play Commoner with the commons that you have, and it utilizes the bulk you would have in your house to actually like still be able to play some of these heroes. Like the only reason I'm playing more Clash than Commoner is because it's kind of not is because there are certain heroes that if somebody was just like, I really love how Viserai looks. I love how Viserai looks. I'd love to play Viserai. I want to try him out in Commoner. I want to see what he's like. And then you told them, yeah, they're nearly unplayable in Commoner. Like you really cannot play them in Commoner because they don't win, and they don't even have like a slight possibility of winning. And that's a feels bad for somebody who like wants to get into the game to play a certain hero and then can't, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. He is great. I do like his stuff. So, but just play Flock. But like that doesn't like personify what is happening with Viserai. You know what I mean? Like Viserai is making rune chants and then attacking and then having a bunch of rune chants in the back end. Like we know how Viserai plays in Classic Constructed. We know how Viserai plays in Blitz. We know how all these other heroes play in their certain formats. So we want to still like embody that same process without needing to go buy like the big expensive cards for the deck, Basic building. Oh, for sure. And like you can still do that. Like you can still do things like that. Don't get me wrong. It makes deck building interesting, but you're not even. It's one thing to make deck building interesting. It's another thing to literally never win with your pet hero because you just don't have the card pool. And at some point down the line, you might, right? They might make some crazy cool rune chant generating cards in common to the level where Viserai will seem like somewhat more playable. But right now, we don't have that. And we don't have an idea that that will ever happen. So, Viserai is not getting an additional add-on to things, which I think is really just that, that's kind of the whole concept. Also, with Dromai, right? Dromai, yeah, it makes deck building interesting to not have her rare dragons in the deck, but you're not doing anything else in most cases. It will eventually, but when that happens, what will set Clash apart? Well, the addition of specializations and rares. Because it's not going to be if for some reason they're printing commons to the point where commoner is so incredibly diverse that you're able to see, a whole ton of people playing commoner, and it's an insane level of 12 different heroes at top tables all the time, then the only thing that'll set Clash apart is a different community, same budget level. The only thing that's changed is that we just add rares and specializations. So it's a slightly higher power. It will always be a slightly higher power level commoner. So if you think commoner doesn't have enough power for the hero you want to play, Clash will have that power jump. And I think that is the purpose, right? Is that if you want a little bit more power in your stuff, then you can do that, right? Yeah. Yeah, ideally that's the plan, right? Because again, if there what would be a card that needed to be printed in common for Viserai and Vincent to be able to actually generate enough rune chants to care about anything they do? Yeah. And I like that I like that we still have a say, we're making our own ban list. And we're not doing anything insane either. I mean, the most we're doing is Rosetta Thorn is restricted to Briar only. And then there are heroes that don't have direct specializations that we are making specializations for them and then go from there. So yeah, no, we do. We do make our own. We use the ban list from Commoner, but we also don't have enough data to know what might need a ban in Clash. So we don't know whether or not, Icelander is so powerful in Clash because Ice Eternal is a crazy powerful card. Obviously, Nathan was saying something about that earlier. But is Aether Ice Vein a card that we need to care about? Is Starstruck too powerful in Bravo? Is because we can make bans and changes, but this Clash Bash that we have going on right now is our data analysis. That's our data analysis. We're having other people play classes and play heroes and have a freedom to switch between them in between rounds. So that way we know kind of what is powerful into everything and what might not be. So tell Shashgar about getting data. Well, actually, Nathan's contacted them several times about doing stuff like that, but they don't do that for formats. Yeah, only CC and Blitz they do that for. Because that's the data the rest of the community worries about is just Classic Constructed and Blitz. Maybe even Blitz. And so they're not going to go out of their way to go, okay, these are the people who are playing on Clash, and these are the people who are playing on, these heroes compared to this, and then Fabrary is going to have all that other stuff. Like right now, you can go on Talishar, get a game in for Clash, put the format as Clash, and then when you're waiting for a match, you're not like, your opponent can be anybody that's a young hero because it's just the other format. It's not strictly Clash. So like, previously you had to follow the Clash rules in order for the Clash format to be there. Oh yeah, you can be adult heroes as well because you're essentially in an open format, but they won't change it to where it's only like you have to meet these restrictions in order for you to go against your opponent like this. So, motivate them to give data. I mean, that is a lot for them to give out. We'd have to have, we don't mind getting the data on our own. Currently, there's only 16 people, like 14 to 16 people or something in our Clash Bash. And I think collectively, once we have all the data on their games and how they played and, feedback from the players, I feel like that's a good place to start. But, I don't know how we could just go, hey, Talishar, do this thing that you obviously would have to put a lot of time and effort into and that we won't pay you to do. Because, like, we already are just, like, giving out the stuff that we have as prizes for Clash Bashes. There is no way that we can go, yeah, take time out of your day to get this data for us so that we can then utilize it to figure out what's going on. I also don't like Talishar data because, again, if you get an opponent, like let's say I'm playing young KO, or I'm playing KO Berserker Runt, right? And I get into a match, and in that match, I then get paired against a KO that's in Blitz, but not Clash. So it's they've got legendary equipment and all that stuff. And then I go, hey, sorry, this is a Clash format. I need you to go because this is not the correct one. And then they decide to not leave, or they leave. Either way, the data is now skewed because it was a match that was not supposed to occur in the first place that then occurred. And now on the Talishar data, it says that you won or lost a match against a KO, even though that KO was completely different. So, yeah. Like, they'd have to literally give us our own bubble. What we should do is just make our own, like, testing data system, right? I mean, I don't know anything about that yet, but I could certainly try. Because if we can just gather our own data, right, which is why we have the match submission forms, we can go round 1 was X hero against this hero won. Round 2, this hero against this hero won. So on and so forth. And we just keep doing that until we gather all the data and we go, okay, these were popular heroes that people wanted to play. These are heroes that won. These are our heroes in our top 8. And then and then after we had anybody locked in for their top 8, we were able to pop that. Just make a submission form to track Talishar data that people can submit. We could do that. If people are playing on Talishar, again, like, I think it's just like, that's a lot of effort into the community. And as much as I'm sure the community wants this to be a big thing, I'm not entirely sure on if people will go out of their way to report every single game that they play against an actual, like, legal opponent, and then submit that to our own data center. But maybe, And then they'd have to be truthful about it too, right? Like if they're just like, yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. Like if each player wants to track their own stuff and they're able to be honest about it, then that's great. But we also don't want to get like data that's, let's say somebody is like, yeah, I played every hero in Clash and then proceeded to lose to Icelander against every one of these heroes. And therefore, based on our data, Icelander has like a 100% win rate into every hero in Clash, and it's just because they don't like Icelander, right? If that information was true, then obviously we'd be able to know that, but we don't. It's not that I have a trust issue, I guess, but like there's a lot of, I think you'd have to get that data from like committee members as opposed to players directly, outside of like Clash bashes. You know what I mean? But I think that'll work. It'll be fine. Well, right. You know. So, but it's just, I don't want people to give false information and then have us go, okay, well, this is the data we have at the end of the month. This data is incorrect. And so because this data is incorrect, we can no longer we're banning Icelander from the game entirely. So, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like even in a budget format, you're going to have salty players. You're going to have people who are salty. It's just what it is, you know? But I don't know. It's all up in the air. There are still things that we can change. That's obviously why we like having these discussions, playtime, for you to, for people to come in and have a talk and uh, give their personal opinions on the format and what they think and how they believe things could change. There are things we don't believe the format's entirely perfect, but that's because we don't have any data on it right now. If we look at it, a year from now, we might be able to go, all right, we can make changes here. So, but I definitely think that we need to just continue gathering data. That's the whole point. We're just going to keep gathering as much data as we can, and then moving on from there. Because the better the data, the better the research, right? Too opinionated. There's nothing wrong with being opinionated, And I'm very thankful that you're not coming in here and you're going, Clash is a garbage format. Clash is never going to pop off. You guys are losers for thinking about even trying to do this. Like, that's not, that's not good criticism. It's, I don't know. I played a lot of Commoner, and so I know what Commoners like, and I know that it's a feels bad because there are heroes I want to play in Commoner but can't because they just are bad. And like I wouldn't bring them to a commoner event, which are only run in big, like giant events outside of the commoner league. I wouldn't bring something like that to an event there because I don't feel like it would ever go. Right? Bravo, Icelander, Ira, Chain, Dash, Phi. These are like commoner winners. Like you're always going to be guaranteed to at least do incredibly well into some of your matchups into any of these 6 heroes. But with Clash, it's significantly different. Clash has had some winners in certain areas, right? Rhinar seems really good because of the specializations. KO seems really good just strictly because of his helmet specialization, and then on top of that, even though it's a rare, so it doesn't really matter. KO just seems like pretty fun. You've got Blazing Aether to still be able to be played in Kano, but you can't play Aether Wildfire because it's an M. And so it still adds a level of uniqueness to the deck without it breaking the bank in a way. So, but yeah, that's the whole thing there. I think it's mainly the concept we're trying to get across here is really just trying to make sure that people know that the format is, we don't know whether or not it's healthy. That's why we have the data. That's why we have people coming in and playing, and people telling us about what was it? I think that was actually Malzenith in Seabreeze, where Malzenith came in and they were just like, yeah, if this guy's on Ira, we all just lose like all the time, like without a shadow of a doubt. Ira wins every single time in Clash, and I'm like, okay, like that is data that we might be able to work with. We don't have proof, but like if somebody's telling me they've been doing Clash armories for like 6 months now, and they've gotten, Ira's pretty much won almost every single one of them. I feel like that's it. Even like what Ethan did. Well, that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing right now. We have a Clash Bash. The Clash Bash is happening right now. So that's the community event. We have like 16 people signed up for the Clash Bash, and so what we're doing is we're gonna get. Yeah, it will. I know Nathan actually is just in the middle of doing one of his matches that he did with another of our committee members. We're asking everybody to record their games and getting that up. Top 8 will be probably like the most like videos, because we know not everybody's going to be able to like record, but with top 8, we're hoping that at least Nathaniel or myself or somebody who is able to record their match is in there, and then we get that game and we put it online on the Clash Hub, and then that can all get pushed out to other people. So my games, when I eventually get the cards to be able to play in person, I'm going to play my games and I'm going to post my games on my channel, as well as they're going to be on the Clash Hub. So we have access to those. But yes, it will be viewable online. We just don't have anything for it yet because it's been 3 weeks. And I think like just now people are starting to get their stuff in and be able to play. And I still need to figure out what kind of heroes I'm going to play, because like, golly, I don't know what I want to play yet. I still want to play Lightning Briar, but I think I might have to go Earth Briar. I don't know. Players are content creators, something to draw viewers. I mean, no, we don't have any at this time, but that's also because our reach isn't as large, Like, best we could have done is had Ethan come on and be like, hey, Ethan, come on over and learn to and hang out and do this. But I know that, the best we can do is reach out. We wanted to do this one just as like a casual one for data. But as we grow and as we continue to have a media presence, I know that once content creators have time for it, they might be able to. We also made it very relaxed. So there's not like a pairings thing. It's just kind of like go out and play against players you haven't played against yet and work from there. So it's very relaxed. A lot of it is just kind of like we're testing the waters and seeing what people are interested in. The fact we got as many people as we did interested in a league is really good, because it's about the same people who are also interested in the commoner leagues for Flesh and Blood, for Smithel stuff. So oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. I think we can. We got it announced, and then we wanted to wait until heavy hitters came out, and we know a lot of the content creators were doing special stuff through there, so we just haven't done anything for it yet, but we're going to plan to reach out for more people, but we want to make it not just content creators, Like, we want content creators to be a part of it if they want to, but we also don't want to make it just like whatever, right? A couple people on our Clash committee are even in the league that means nothing. So, like, we can make that happen. We just haven't. We didn't get around to sending out emails or anything of the sort. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think again, like getting more content out there for Clash is going to be the reason why more people are going to want to uh do that, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great concept. I think the little guys against the content creators, right? So I think it's there are ways you can make that happen. I certainly think there is. Um yeah, yeah. Right, exactly. And to be fair though, we have eyes fairly like we don't have any content out for it yet, which is why there's no like eyes on it yet. But um but we got a lot of like I said, like we got like 14 to 16 people interested in the event and that's more than I expected. That's more than I expected. And then not only that, but to find out that several people in several different communities across the world have actually changed their armories to be Clash now. They're mostly Clash. And so Clash is thriving in like plenty of different places across the world. Like Carlos GG, I mean him and his wife and like, a lot of the Spanish community are uh are really big into Clash. And so I think it is very, very cool that you see this wide open space for it. So, but yes. Yep, it's just a matter of time. It's just us getting more content together. So, everyone might have sent some prime cards. Yeah, right? Yep. And it's a good call. I think it's great. I think it'll work out, right? So, I'd be very curious to see how that works out. Obviously, this first run is very casual and relaxed. We're just testing stuff out in the waters because I feel like if you hold people towards a schedule, it happens a lot faster. But because we're introducing people around the world, and a lot of people are busy, much like yourself and Nathan and even myself, to where you don't have a lot of time to play, this is a nice relaxed way for people to do that because you can literally just go, okay, I'm free on a Saturday. Like I actually genuinely am free on a Saturday. Like, is anybody free on a Saturday for me to play against? Right. Mm-hmm. So it's all about just right now, we're going to get more content out there for Clash. I'm actually going to make some videos on Clash after I'm done with the stream. And then, uh, you know, we're just going to keep doing it, right? There's going to be more fun stuff on the Clash Hub. I know that uh, Carlos at the Fabritorium is making Clash content. I know there are several people who are starting to do Clash content. And the more it hits eyes, the better people will feel about it. And if we can start getting like pro players to try playing Clash, or even other content creators to play Clash again, and maybe see what the formats are like, we'll get a better idea about them, their responses to being like, well, I believe this might be a little bit too overpowered, or I believe this might not work. Like, for instance, right now we're doing the best of three thing that Smithville does for his event. And that is that has been talked about how some people might not want best of three stuff. So letting people commentate matches that fit belt. Yeah. And that's, I mean, we're also going to do commentating for these matches also. As best as we can, especially for top eight. Top eight, I believe we're going to have commentated. So once top eight starts coming out, I'm going to commentate my matches because that way I can kind of show off what we're doing. But overall, I think it's a good call. So no one's taking you up on commentating, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, even if it's just you or you need somebody else to commentate, so I'd be down to do commentating, right? You just got to catch me on a day that I'm off, which unfortunately seems to be never because I'm working 5 days a week, 50 hours a week, and my days off are normally spent doing this or hanging out with my girlfriend. So I don't have a whole ton of time, but Mo Boxley, yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. You can get, you can ask. The only thing is like we don't have a lot in far like compensation. Like I don't have the money to pay anybody to help commentate. And like I'd rather somebody get paid for their time. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm not paying myself, so that's fine. But if I'm going to get somebody to come on out of their own time, a name that a lot of people know, come on to commentate, I'm going to pay them. And I don't have money to pay people right now. So, and that is true. Some people do it for free, right? That's great. If they come down to that point and they're like, "No, I'll genuinely just do it for free." That's sick, right? But yeah. Yep. But we'll get there, right? I mean, it's all growing. It's growing from nearly nothing. So, yeah, by all means, you should. I mean, if we're going to be making weekly podcasts and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of this other stuff and we're going to be making deck techs for Clash and we're doing all this other stuff, I think it is important that there's more social presence. And Twitter has a lot of people for Fab. So, you know, I think it's great. But it's all a matter of time, right? We're building it from nearly nothing. And so that's our big like to do about it. We're nearly nothing. And that's just moving on up, right? I mean, like look at me now, right? 1700. Yeah. Yep. Speaking of that passion, I actually have to go get some errands done and go and get some stuff taken care of, and then start making a video. So I am actually going to go ahead and hop offline because I do have some things I need to go do, and then I am going to hopefully get a new video out. I'm not sure what I want to do next. I might do a Commoner in Clash Kasai video. And that'll be fun. That way we can get another hero that a lot of people are excited about into the fray. So, yes, thanks, Playtime. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you had a good one. And yeah, we're just going to keep on making new content, checking stuff out, figuring out the general play of things, and then moving on from there. So, if you guys have not already, do make sure to subscribe to the channel here. You can also subscribe to the Fab Clash Hub channel, which I know I posted in chat, but you'll be able to find it there. We do also have the Discord for Clash in the link down below in the description. So you guys can always go ahead and join the Discord there too if you guys wanted to talk amongst other Clash members. And yeah, just kind of keep an eye out for more content from me. We're just going to keep it rolling, keep it going, and eventually we'll continue to grow and grow and grow until a ton more people are playing Clash. So it's sick. But anywho, thanks guys so much for hanging out. I do appreciate it. And I will see all of your beautiful faces on the next stream. All right, guys. Nerd out.